Hey everybody, so this is just kind of a discussion about the review. If you guys want, I can do a question if anybody has a question. But I really want to highlight one video that I just posted, which is a pretty big deal. Okay, so here we go. Awesome. So let's go and talk about the review. And I'm going to jump in here, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to show you some cool stuff. Okay, the review's down here. Sorry. Here's a review. So now here's a review sheet. The final review. Make sure you know how to do this. I've already gone over this already with you guys. Make sure you have series parallel circuits. I have an example here. I have a video that we're going to show you. I'm going to show you a video on this, and I'm going to really encourage you to watch it. I'm going to just quickly watch it, but I'll show you where it is. AC circuits. Remember all that stuff we did in AC circuits? Just practice it. I think the most difficult thing about AC circuits, just heads up, the thing that I notice students don't quite get in AC circuits is when you're doing phase shift. There'll be a question about phase shift. Just make sure you realize that if it's shifted, like, let me go over here. Okay, so let's go all the way down here to the AC circuit. So we're going to go to phase shift. So when you're doing phase shift, it's important that you guys remember that the difference between leading and lagging is this. Waveform A is leading waveform B. The reason it's leading, because think of this as a time scale, in that if I go down the way in time, this is further in time. So if we're if we're at the time, let's say right here, if I look back in time, this is before. So this waveform started before waveform A. So waveform A, this waveform A, started before waveform B. So therefore it is leading. So when we're doing leading, we do A plus. Some students, they see this is kind of like, you know, B is in front of A, so therefore they put the plus in here because it's in front, but it's not like that. It's leading and lagging. So think about it as though the waveforms are on a scale of time. Yeah, so waveform A is in front of or leading waveform B. Cool. So just remember that and practice the AC homework, and you'll be good. So sinusoidal waveforms question, just do these and you'll be all right. There's some questions about this on the exam, but you'll be fine. Now, magnetism, there's not a whole heck of a lot of magnetism. There's only one calculation for magnetism. I think there may be two. But they're simple calculations. There is a question just like this on the exam, and you just have to calculate the force, and that's fine. It's really simple. And there'll be some questions on the exam about permeability and retentivity and stuff like that. So just have that in mind. So they continue on, and then transformers. Like, I don't know. I think the only thing that was, there's a lot of material on the transformers, as well as the reflected resistance. Like, there's a question about reflected resistance on the exam, you'll have to design. You'll have to do this. You'll have to design this. Connect, blah, 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 calculate, draw. You have to look, dude. It says here. Even say, dude. It says here in the review sheet that you have to draw a proper fuse symbol and calculate the fuse properly. Don't forget to label everything. Guess what? There may be a question on the exam where you have to draw. Such a freak.
You have to draw?
Oh yeah, Rod's like, oh, but do you have to draw? Yeah, I don't know. Like if you miss that, me like going on and on like that, I don't know, dude. You're special. Okay, so yeah, so draw the exam. You have to essentially draw a transformer circuit and do some calculations of reflected load and stuff. So you know that I did that awesome video on reflected load. Watch it again if you haven't seen it. So that's all of the review. Now the one thing I wanted to show you was the video I posted today. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to go back to the lecture material and I go all the way down here. And this is really cool. So what I'm saying to you is that in the review, I said this here. I said I strongly suggest that you watch this and really pay attention to a question. because a question just like this will be on the exam. So essentially what's going on is I'm not going to play this video for you, but. Okay, so what I've got here is a circuit on the board. We're gonna look at this two ways. One is we're gonna look at it as a series parallel circuit, and then we're gonna look at it as we're gonna look at it as two ways. The first we're gonna look at it as just a parallel circuit, and then we're gonna throw the series concept into it. Okay, good. So here we go. This is why what we're gonna focus on is why this formula. Okay, so what I'm doing there in that video is I'm trying to unpack the idea that when you use the voltage divider rule and when you use the current divider rule in a series parallel circuit, you have to pay a lot of attention. You have to be very careful to apply it properly. Dude, watch that video. I mean, it's really, really clear how to actually do that. So the other thing, and also I wanted to kind of point out to you guys. Sorry, so it's over here. The questions are over here. Yeah, and there's going to be a question about a ladder diagram latch. I think I might actually put that in the exam, in the lab exam, but whatever. Be prepared to wrap your head around ladder logic, and I think that's all I really want to talk about. Yeah, that's it. So, sorry, I know I just highlighted some stuff. You didn't see that, but it doesn't matter. So, yeah, there's nothing else that I need to exactly highlight about the exam. The ladder logic stuff, which is mostly the stuff we did in the labs. I think I think I might put one ladder logic question or something in the exam as well, but in the theory exam. But I think I'm also going to put it in the lab exam. I'm actually I haven't written the lab exam. I have, but I'm going to tweak it a little bit. Anyway. So that's the lecture exam, and you know that the lecture exam or the theory exam is going to be open all week in week 13. And I am going to let everyone go from this recording, and I'm going to stick around and answer any questions if anybody wants to talk. So, and you know that you can email me any questions.